Hello YouTube family! Today we're bringing you one of the best all-original examples of Mercury's final entry into the performance car arena. It's a 2003 Marauder, and I'll let owner Dennis Carey tell you all about it. Now, let's go for a ride.
Yeah, this is Dennis Carey from Phoenix, Arizona. Today we'll be looking at my Mercury Marauder. Unusual for me to own anything but a Mopar, but this was one of the cars that I've kept now for 6 years and have enjoyed it. Originally I wasn't looking for one. I had owned a 2007 Mercury Grand Marquis LS, which was our daily driver, and it just so happens that over the few years that we owned it, we had a lot of problems with air conditioning. And every year I was putting, I don't know, maybe $1,000 into the AC every year. It wasn't warranted anymore, and I was just getting tired of spending money on it. And a friend of mine who's got a dealership happened to get this Marauder in, and so he called me about it, and I said, well, I don't know much about them, but I know there can't be a whole lot of them. And he goes, no, they're not. And this is one of the earlier models that they made. I guess it's a 300A, which I had no idea what that meant. But it's one of the first 6,000, I believe, they made. And so I look at it, I said, well, the good thing about it, it's got bucket seats, it's got a console, and it's fast. So I tell the wife, I say, yeah, we'll sell the Grand Marquis and we'll buy this Marauder. Little did I know, though, that it wasn't going to be a daily driver anymore, because what I found out that these cars with fairly low mileage, and this one only had 9,000 when I bought it, hold their value really well if you keep them under a certain mileage. So what was going to be a daily driver turned out to be a not so daily driver. Now over the years, we haven't had to do anything to the car. Of course, when you only put like 6,000 miles on it in 6 years, there probably isn't a whole lot to do to it. But the air has never broke down once. It works perfect. The car runs very well. In fact, just recently I had to put a battery in it for the first time in since I owned it 6 years. But I can tell you that this is a car that, as much as I've driven it, which hasn't been a whole lot, I've enjoyed every mile I put on it. A real quick story. These looks like such a police car. And I was going on the freeway here in Phoenix, and I'm going about, I don't know, maybe 70 miles an hour, and someone's riding on my bumper. And I figured, well, they could just pass me, but they just kept riding and riding. So I looked in the mirror and I waved my finger like, no, no, no. And the person backed off. They must have thought that it was a police car, and they stopped. And they went way over to the right-hand lane and got away from me, thinking that, well, maybe that is an unmarked police car. Anyway, that's pretty much, we're going to keep this car for a while. Most of my cars have been all Mopars. This is the first real performance Ford product that I've had. And for those of you that know anything about the Marauder, I think you'd agree that this was probably one of their nicest full-size cars that they made here in the modern day era.
Thanks, Dennis, for sharing another one of your beautiful cars with us and our YouTube family. What do you guys think of this time capsule? Please leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and please give us a thumbs up. Tune in again this Thursday as we discuss the fascinating history of these high-performance panther-bodied Mercuries. Until then, be safe out there.